Hi everyone, in today's video I want to show you how we address lighting a house that's a single-story home. Oftentimes our low voltage lighting installations take place on multi-story homes, two-story homes, or three-story homes. And in this situation, we have a much shorter roof line. So it's going to be important for us to place the lights in a way that you're not going to get what's called a hot spot. And what that is when we install on two-story homes, most of these lights are designed to go right up into transition points of the house. So they will actually project onto the wall, and we want to wash that wall from by adjusting the angle of the light so you don't see this one bit of bright white light kind of projecting 7 or 8 or 9 feet up onto the siding or the brick of the home. You want to kind of adjust that angle so the light just washes that wall without getting what they call a hot spot. Now, that's easier to do in a two-story home than it is in a single-story home. You can imagine now all of the heights have been cut in half. We've got about 10 feet on the front of the house here, and if we place the lights where we would most commonly place them, then we're going to end up with those hot spots. We're going to basically be projecting that light right up into the bottom of that gutter, and it's going to just look like one big bright light reflecting off of the gutter without much light on the wall itself. When you order lighting, it is common to be able to have the option to get multiple variations in the degree of the light. So the beam spread, which is how they will refer to it, the most common beam spread is usually around 38 degrees. Now, I don't know why an engineer came up specifically with 38 degrees versus, say, an even number like 40, but that's the most common beam spread. But you can often order lights, or you can order the individual lamps to have a 60-degree beam spread, or at the very least a broader beam spread. And I'll explain how that works. There's two basic types of LED lights. The first type is an integrated circuit light. And in an integrated, this is not an integrated circuit light. When the circuit board is integrated, it means that the LED fixture is built in to this housing, and it can't be adjusted in the field. There's advantages and disadvantages to both. Obviously, the disadvantage is you cannot pull out a MR16 lamp and simply take out a 38-degree beam and replace it with a 60-degree beam. But you tend to get a little bit more of a truer color of light and temperature, and the temperature is measured in Kelvin, so 2700 degrees or 3000 degrees is the temperature. The lower the temperature, the more yellow the light will appear, the more natural it will appear. If you get higher temperature lights, they're going to appear more bright white, like daylight. This is an MR16. I'm going to say the word bulb. For those of you that are actually working in the lighting business, you know these are not called bulbs. But for the average person watching, oftentimes you will call these a bulb. This is referred to as a lamp. That's the technically correct term in the industry. Now here's the really cool thing about this particular lamp, and I'm going to zoom in on this if you can see that. It has adjustments right here for various beam spreads. I can go 25 degrees on my most narrow beam spread up to a medium beam spread of 40 degrees, all the way up to a 55-degree beam spread. This will fit into this housing. So the reason I've selected not to have an integrated or a built-in fixture is because my beam spread will often be fixed on a lot of those built-in fixtures. Not every single one, but a lot of them. How are you? On this particular one, we're able to adjust this. So if I don't like the fact that this is too narrow, I can adjust it to be a much wider beam spread, which is what I'm going to use on this project right here. Because this is a shorter profile on the home, we're going to pull the lights away from the house. Normally in a two-story home, we're going to fix these lights right into the corners and the transition point so we can shine up and get that light to project up both stories. But in this situation, I'm going to pull the light out about 5 feet away from the house, and I'm going to project it at more of an angle, and I'm going to put a wider beam spread on it. So that light will disperse much faster than it will if it were narrow. Think about a flashlight. If you have a flashlight and you've ever adjusted the beam spread on it, you know that you can dial it in and project that light further, or you can widen it and that light will disperse much faster, but will give you a wider distribution of that light. So that is what we're going to do on this house. We're going to place 4 lights on the front of this house, and then we're going to take, now here's the other example. We're going to go into this natural area, and you can see I've got a couple fixtures set up here. We've got 4 fixtures going into the front of the property, and this is where I will use the narrow beam spread. I will adjust the beam spread to be 25 degrees because I have to shoot up these trees. Now, even at 25 degrees, I'm not going to get that light to project all the way into the top of the tree because we're not using a larger heavy-duty floodlight. Here we're still using uplights. We're going for just an effect of the lights, and really the effect's going to be a little bit better once we get foliage on these trees, because it's going to have a chance to hit the bottom of that and disperse a little bit more uniquely than it will when it's wintertime and there's not leaves on the trees. So that is what we're doing with this lighting project, and we're going to do some more in the backyard of this project, and I'll walk you through a few other areas of this in another video. But I hope you've learned something from this video, and I hope you have a great takeaway for your business. Thanks. Have a great day.